My boyfriend tampered with my birth control and now I'm pregnant. I feel like this needs a trigger warning because that sounds serious and disturbing. I don't like it at all.
No, don't like that.
This story came September 9th, 2025. My boyfriend, 22 male, and I, 22 female, have been together for 3 years. We were high school friends, we grew apart, ended up going to the same college, similar majors, reconnected, and you can guess the rest. We've been on the rocks lately. Our lifestyles just don't align very well, and sometimes he treats me more like a mother than a partner. I am losing patience. He's an only child and kind of a massive mama's boy. His mom is nice enough, just very traditional. Until recently, I don't feel like I've had a reason to distrust her. He confides in her a lot about our relationship, sometimes an uncomfortable amount. For the last couple of months, I feel like she's been trying to plant seeds in his head about having kids when I'm alone with her. I am on the pill. I've been trying to get on a different form of birth control that doesn't require constant effort, like an IUD, injections, arm implant, but I haven't been able to decide which one is right for me. My birth control comes in a blister pack, but I usually pop a week's worth into a pill organizer so I can just take it with my other medications. Oh my God. The amount of times you can easily forget to take it. I have a permanent alarm on my phone to constantly go off and remind me to take that pill. Always, my whole life, since I was a teenager. No matter what I was doing, that alarm would go off because it's so easy to forget. I don't bother taking the sugar pills you're supposed to take during the week of your period. I keep the empty blister packs with the leftover sugar pills in my nightstand because I'm weird about throwing things away sometimes. What if I need them later? Mentality that I picked up growing up in a doomsday prepping household. Thanks, Dad. I feel incredibly stupid for that now. A couple weeks ago, I missed my period, took a pregnancy test, saw the dreaded second line, and proceeded to freak out. My boyfriend was at work when I found out, so I called him immediately. I told him that we needed to talk and that it was urgent. He didn't want to come home at first since we are not in a great situation financially. I started bawling and begging, and I think he realized that I was serious. When he got home, I was sitting on the bathroom floor. I was a wreck. I cried so hard that I vomited. Anyways, boyfriend gets back to our apartment and finds me on the floor, and as soon as he sees the pregnancy test, he smiles. His face lit up and I saw red. No acknowledgement of the state I was in. The first thing he said to me besides, "What's going on?" was, "Oh my God, baby, this is great." I wanted to put my head through the wall. I tried to explain to him through snot and tears and spit that no, this was not great. We're both full-time students with jobs. I can't take time off. I have a ton of unresolved health issues. We can barely afford the roof over our heads. I hate the idea of getting an abortion. I am all for it when it's someone else. Just for me, I don't know if I can bring myself to do it. He left me to cool down in the bathroom for a while because I told him to get out, and I saw one of my blister packs in the bathroom trash can. We don't use it very often, so we only empty it once in a while. I threw away the pregnancy test and it knocked aside a wad of toilet paper and the silver foil caught my eye. I dug through the trash and I found 7 of my regular birth control pills at the bottom of the trash bag. I can't believe he not only did this to me, but also was so incredibly careless. It's like he barely tried to hide it. I can't tell if he wanted me to find out or if he just genuinely doesn't have anything knocking around inside his cranium besides a few rocks. I have been racking my brain trying to figure out how this could have happened. I am so diligent about taking my meds. I feel so stupid. The sugar pills are literally a different color. I take 7 pills in the morning and I just dump them all into my mouth at the same time. I definitely didn't look closely enough at them. He didn't give me a reason to think that I had to. He hadn't said anything about having kids. I could tell he was kind of trying to be better about his responsibilities lately. I thought things were finally starting to look up when it came to the state of our relationship. We have access to each other's phones. I think he probably checked my Fitbit app to find out that I was ovulating since I tracked my period there. I don't know how else he could have known. I think I remember a few times I would unlock my phone and I would find the app open, but I just thought nothing of it. I confided in a few close friends about all of this, and I told them everything. What he did, how I think he did it, how I think his mom might have told him to, how devastated I am, and how stupid I feel. In essence, they told me that I need to grow a spine, leave him, stop going crazy, and figure my stuff out and decide what I need to do. Now, a part of me feels like I might be overreacting. I'm staying with my parents right now. They don't know what's going on. They're kind of religious, and I'm not exactly sure how they would feel about an abortion. I don't want to bring it up because I don't know how they will react. My boyfriend has been texting me nonstop, telling me to calm down and come home and talk to him. I am so lost. Sorry if this is a mess. I'm not proofreading. I don't have the bandwidth right now. This is so overwhelming. I feel overwhelmed for her. Quick edit. I'm terminating. I am chronically ill. I'd have an extremely risky pregnancy, and I don't want to bring a kid into this environment. I've made an appointment, but I'm still so scared. I also had my friend gently prod my ex over text about what happened, and she didn't even have much to do. He bent immediately, saying he needed to get it off his chest and that he feels like a terrible person. I am leaving that scumbag out of my life, far behind me. He just doesn't know it yet. So he admitted that he did that? Ugh. That makes me sick to my stomach. That makes me sick to my stomach.
Yo, you're sick to my stomach, fam.
We have an update, which came 4 weeks later, October 2nd. So much has happened since I last posted here, as I'm sure you can imagine. Long story short, my ex's family is a mess. Getting in touch with legal professionals and talking to police has been so overwhelming, but I am lucky enough to be working with some absolute angels. I can't get into the weeds of all of that in this post. It doesn't really look great, but it's hard to say what will happen since everything is so fresh. Courts move at a snail's pace, but if I'm ever in a position to give an update, I will. Now, for everything else, I guess, my ex confessed to messing with my birth control. I have a close childhood friend who my ex took into early in our relationship. Looking back, my ex had a little bit of a thing for her. I think everyone who knows her kind of does, myself included. Oh, okay. She is compassionate, gorgeous, the whole package. Anyone who knows her well knows that she is not to be messed with. The point is, he trusted her. A few hours after I made my post, she and I got together and we schemed. We very gently prodded him over text message. He barely bent before he broke. We deliberately made the text messages sound super non-judgmental, like she was on his side. She threw me under the bus a little bit and implied that she felt closer to him than to me to really sell the act. I can't go into all the details about how the conversation went because of legal stuff, but I do have the screenshots that I will definitely be posting once I can, when all of this is over and done with. I mean, there's all your evidence for the court, so. I don't think my ex would have ever spilled his guts if she hadn't been in the picture. My friend has been pretty much by my side ever since. I mentioned at the end of my post that I had been staying with my parents, and they have been gracious enough to help me until I'm back on my feet, no matter how long it takes. I quit my dead-end job. I've been meaning to anyways, and I've been doing school online. My friend brought her mini work-from-home setup, and we've both just been sharing a bed in my childhood room most nights. Also, we sort of kissed. Only once. It was nice. I had a big fat crush on her for the entirety of high school. I don't know what else to say about it. I won't bore you guys with the details since I know it's not what you're here for. I don't want to tell my friends about it yet, so you guys are to hear it first. I'm not dying to get into something serious at the moment, but I won't complain if it ends up going somewhere. I think some part of me has known for a while that my last relationship was complete. Leaving felt like a monumental task. In some messed up way, this has been a blessing. I was thrust into a situation where the only reasonable option was to drop him like nothing, which was kind of long overdue. My parents are also way chiller than I thought they would be. I mentioned in my last post that they're kind of religious, but they chilled out a lot after I moved out. Faith is still a big part of their lives, but they're less into following the book to a T and more into making the world a better place. My dad got really into virtue ethics, and I think it's been good for him. I had a conversation with my mom about everything, and she has been nothing but supportive. We had a girls' day with her, my aunt, my friend, and my sister a couple of days before my appointment. Being surrounded by love made everything easier. The appointment went well, no complications, and everyone made sure that I was taken care of while I recovered physically and mentally. I can't even begin to tell you all how grateful I am. I feel like everything has gone as well as it possibly could have in the wake of an absolute crap storm. As for my ex's family, holy smokes. This isn't the first time this has happened. My ex's cousin did almost the exact same thing, but his girlfriend, now wife, kept the kid and married the scumbag. I've been talking to her, but I don't want to air out all of her trauma and dirty laundry on the internet. Lots going on for her. If she gives me permission to talk about it here, I might update once the dust settles. Oh. That is insane. I mean, I'm happy you're having some kind of happy ending with that whole situation because it's horrific. And the fact that you have to go through the court and like keep reliving that and go through that, awful. We have more updates. But first, we are going to hydrate. It's Hydration Station. Hope you're having a good day. Cheers, drink your water. Lila? Yeah, in case you guys were wondering if Lila cared about the news, she did not. Boo-boo, look at this cute little ring. Isn't it so pretty? Okay, hello? Look at this ring. It's very pretty, huh? Okay. Yeah, oh, sorry, babies. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. She don't care. Not even a little bit. All right, so the next update was 3 months later, pretty recently, January 11th, 2026. I posted here a while ago and I received a ton of really helpful and valuable advice, so I thought I would come here again. I went to the police and I am in the process of pressing charges. I'm doing okay now. I'm in therapy. I've rekindled so many hobbies and friendships that I isolated from while my slimy ex used me as his personal mommy maid. For the first time in a long time, I feel like my life is mine. The best part by far, besides the freedom and stability, is having my dearest friend by my side again. Violet is the best friend in question, and I have been very close since childhood. For practically as long as I've known her, I feel like there's been a little bit of a spark there. She was the first person I came out to when I realized that I was bi, and I was the first person she came out to as well. For some context, she and I have spent the last few months together. We bounced between my parents' house and her apartment. It's not constant anymore, but she physically didn't leave my side much when I was in the thick of it after my ex. We sleep in the same bed like 4 to 5 nights out of the week. We have our own hobbies and we spend time apart, but we do a lot of it together. We share a lot of interests, but we also just chill together and do our own things in the same room. My ex tried to drive a wedge between us while we were together. He'd act kind of coldly towards me when we would all hang out together, but he'd be really friendly towards Violet. He would start petty arguments when he saw me texting her. In retrospect, I'm not sure if he was jealous or trying to make me jealous or just interested in her, and I don't care anymore. I don't want to seem like I'm idealizing her, but she's the closest thing to perfection that I've ever known. She's an amazing conversationalist, smart, fiercely kind, and so many weird niche interests, not afraid to speak her mind or be vulnerable. She is beautiful, both inside and out. I truly love her. She's been my ride or die for nigh 14 years now, and I would bet my life it'll stay that way whether she's my partner or not. We have kissed a couple of times. Nothing further than that. Every time she rests her head on my shoulder when we're on the train together, I grin like a fool. You're in love with her! Sometimes she just looks at me and smiles. Maybe it's in my head, but it's the same smile she makes when we hike to her favorite spot and she looks out over the view. When we brush our teeth together, I look at her and her bedhead standing next to me in the mirror, and I feel like I'm looking into the future at the life I'm pretty sure I've always wanted. You got a crush. That's so exciting, you know, when you have when you really start to like someone in the beginning. Ooh! We talked about what a relationship would look like after we kissed the first time a few months ago, and we decided to just take our time and feel things out. We've talked about it a few more times since then. It is so easy with her. Exactly what we want in a partner, what we would want out of our lives, what we would do if things changed, and those kinds of things. We've agreed we want mostly the same things, no irreconcilable differences. Ultimately, I want her to be happy, and I want her in my life no matter what that looks like. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't love to be her girlfriend. I don't want to seem like I want to rebound after my last dumpster fire of a relationship. I don't. In hindsight, I think we've both wanted this for a really long time. Violet's brother told me he thinks I would be good for her. When they spoke about this, Violet said she doesn't want to put any sort of pressure on me after what I just went through. She told him the only reason she hasn't asked is because she trusts me to tell her if or when I'm ready for that. And I think I am. I want to trust my gut. I feel like my gut is trustworthy at this point in life, but still there is a nagging part of my brain telling me to be cautious because I really don't want to ruin things between us. It's kind of funny because I'm almost positive that if Violet and I become incompatible, we would still be able to be friends. I'm just still nervous. Her brother thinks I should tell her if I'm ready. My mom said I should take my time. My big sister told me jokingly to get married already so she can be my maid of honor. Our friends want to see it happen, but probably at least slightly just for the plot. My therapist says I'm the only one who knows in my heart of hearts what I'm ready for. I want this, she wants this. I'm just so nervous. I'm not even entirely sure why. There's such a risk when you date your best friend. Do you guys ever have a story like that? Did you date your best friend and it didn't work out? Or did you date your best friend, it didn't work out, but you still remain friends? I've told you guys before, I grew up with one of my male guy best friends since like grade 3. We were best friends all growing up, and we dated in high school for a few years. Like he was my first real love at the time. You know, you're in high school. And after that, it definitely damaged our friendship for the years following because we were our first each other's serious relationship, and then it was over. But after, a few years went by and we healed and we have all the same friends, and we were able to be amicable and friends again. I went to his wedding this past year. Matt and him love each other. Like, we're all in the same group of friends, but it took some time and growing up to get there. Like, we're in our 30s now. We were children at the time. But I'm curious if you have any of those stories. I guess part of me always wishes that we just stayed friends because he was like my best friend, and losing him after we broke up, that was the hardest part for sure. Like, I lost my childhood best friend, not just like your boyfriend at the time. So yeah, part of me is always like, imagine we just had stayed friends the whole time and we didn't date. Anyways, let me know. Okay, so we have our next update. I feel like I'm very invested in her. After what happened to her, I feel like a big sister and I want to know what happens in her life. And I hope she gets all the happiness that she deserves. So this one came February 20th, 2026. My girlfriend, Vi, and I moved in together last month. Life has been hard on her since the end of December. She lost her comfy work from home job, her lease expired, and money got tight. I've been living with my very gracious parents since last year, so we were cooped up in my childhood bedroom for now. But we will be moving out within the next couple of months as I'm finally in a position to look for a decent place. Please bear with me for a little bit of this. Last year, before we got together, things got really ugly in life, the ugliest they have ever been. Vi was there through all of it. She didn't try to fix me. She wasn't a therapist. She was just there. She would help me out sometimes, but she would always do things like make me PowerPoint presentations about her favorite cursed marine animals to make me laugh. She brought me to her favorite hiking spot and pointed out all of her favorite trees. She turned over logs and told me the names of all the critters living underneath them. Things got better for me and I couldn't help but fall in love with her. Her personality, her kind nature, her compassion towards animals, her big juicy brain. I thought you were gonna say something else. Her curly hair, everything. Sorry for gushing, she's just kind of perfect. On to the rest. A couple of weeks after Vi was laid off, I hit the jackpot on the job market. A flexible, well-paying, specialized gig that fits perfectly with schooling. I'm getting my master's. Between my savings and this new job, I have the means to give her something really special for her upcoming birthday. One of our favorite spots to visit together is a local animal shelter. We met a very sweet kitty there named Maud? M-A-U-D-E. Mode? back in November. She's a brown tabby with a massive personality, and my girlfriend is head over heels for her. Before Vi lost her job, she had seriously been planning to adopt her. But the kitty has some asthma and some allergies, and Vi's last cat was a senior with far more severe health issues, so this did not stray her. Even though the kitty is a sweetheart, it seems like people have been put off by her illnesses because she still hasn't been adopted. Rather, she hadn't been adopted until very recently. Maybe you see where this is going. Vi is currently visiting her cousins out of state. Before she left, we visited the shelter. She teared up. She said she didn't want to think about never seeing the cat again, that it would be okay. She wanted her to have a good home. She just wished that that home could be ours. That is when I knew. I consulted my parents and they were on board with my whole scheme. I had the big talk with my parents and I filled out the paperwork. I've learned all about how to give her medications. I got toys, allergy-friendly food, and litter. I brought her home today and she's already settling in just fine. The whole household loves her. I just can't wait to see the look on Vi's face. I pick her up from the airport tomorrow at noon. Wish me luck. Also, even if we end up splitting up, that will be her cat. I have no problem with it. Ultimately, Vi is one of my dearest friends since childhood. If it leads us in different directions, I would still be rooting for her. Another update 3 days later. Vi got home on Friday. I have to thank the person who suggested I get my parents to record her reaction because that video is so incredibly precious to me now. Many happy tears were shed. I think the cat definitely recognized Vi because it seemed like she was just as happy to see her as Vi was to see her. We had a little indoor floor picnic the night she got home. The cat was included, of course. She got a dish of wet food with freeze-dried shrimp on the top. It was lovely. Eating pizza with the smell of tuna in the air is maybe not the most pleasant thing I've ever experienced. I do definitely recommend having a picnic on the floor with your pet though. Family dinner. I think we're gonna make it a semi-regular thing. I have no idea how I got so lucky. Life is good. There were a couple of people confused by my post history. Vi is the friend that I mentioned in the very beginning. We made it official a couple of weeks before she was laid off from her job. I did my best to clarify this in the comments. I get that not everyone has time to read through the paragraphs worth of emotional turmoil, and there's a lot of fake slop on this app. So hopefully this clears things up a little. I knew it was her the whole time. She doesn't bring up the ex, which I'm just wondering is probably because she can't, because of all the court stuff. She can't really share anything until it's over, and that could take a very long time, a case like that. I mean, any case in general. But our little sis got a happy ending and getting a cat. Oh, like as a surprise. Oh, I would bawl my eyes out. Like if that happened to me. Not a dog. A dog, please. Nothing against cats. Just a dog girl over here, all right? Anyways, let me know your thoughts and feelings on this one, all of it. It has a happy ending. You know, we'll take it because the beginning was awful. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. I'll see you tomorrow.